talk about football administration, and let's quickly take this one out of the way. Let's talk about the NFF president, that's Nigeria Football Federation president. He has been appointed into the organizing committee for competitions in FIFA, the committee that oversees all of the competitions that's under FIFA. And that's the man in your picture. I think it's a good one for Nigeria, for the NFF, showing fully well that we have people with capabilities.
Yeah, it's a good one for him. He's been appointed into the organizing committee for all FIFA competitions. There was a change of statues last year in Mexico. They collapsed all the committees of FIFA together.
I think at some point he was involved in the under-20.
He was in the under-20 committee, under-20, but they've collapsed all the committees together. So there's only one committee now of 16 members that oversees all FIFA competitions, women, under-20, World Cup,
9 of them,
under-17, all the FIFA competitions are under that committee. Very, very powerful committee. I mean, because it has a 4-year term, and you'll be involved in every FIFA competition, and there is always a FIFA competition every other year. Yeah. So it's and the World Cup is a big one. Yeah. So it's a big committee for Pinnick. But the point for me, the one that strikes me the most, is that before you get into this committee, any of the FIFA committees, there are some integrity checks that are carried out on you, very intensive. Yeah. People come to your country, they do a lot of research, very rigorous, and that they found him to have been above board is a plus for him
Nigeria.
And for the Nigerian Football Federation, particularly in the wake of what happened the other time when there were issues about queries, procedural issues with FIFA funds. So it's a good one.
And it's the same FIFA.
And it's the same FIFA.
Clearing.
And it puts us in the global picture. But you know what I always say is an opportunity for Amaju Pinnick now to go there, represent Nigeria's interest. And I think this is a good one for him. His profile is rising, no doubt about it. He's well respected on the African continent. And Infantino's visit to Nigeria shows that this man can get these guys to come and rally his colleagues together. So it's good for him. But the most important thing is that all of these things should result in one thing: help to impact positively on the Nigerian game. That for me is very, very key. And I'm sure that's the thinking of Amaju Pinnick.
That should be the thinking. Hopefully it will rub off on us positively in all the things that will happen in some time to come. But guys, let's talk about the Super Eagles. You can hardly talk sports and not talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Let me ask Wale this. I know Tori's opinion already, but let me ask Wale this. Someone jokingly said that looking at the African Nations Cup, if this is how Cameroon and Algeria will play, we'll probably have nothing to be afraid of.
I don't share that sentiment.
Okay.
We have to take the game as it comes. The moment in every game is different from the other game. The way Cameroon will approach
a game against Nigeria
is different from you also have a rivalry going. So when it's a rivalry, you throw with the phone book. I will have been much more interested I've been curious to know how Nigeria will have performed if we had made it to the Nations Cup. We'll probably have found ourselves in Group D, where there's Nigeria, Ghana, and we've got who else again? Uganda
and Egypt.
And Egypt won't be there because Egypt are there because we
could have finished in second place and knocked Togo out.
Yeah, no, not Togo out.
If Chad had completed the campaign.
I was curious to know. I was curious to know how we'll have performed, because if also had made it to the Nations Cup, we probably wouldn't have had that relationship. Not that this is romantic with Gerard Raw, you know. So it's you have to look at
a lot of ifs and what ifs.
Yeah, what if was, but
we're a good tournament team.
Yes.
Particularly Nations Cup. There's hardly any Nations Cup that we participate in that we don't get to the semi-finals and finish up in third place or
golden bronze
or win the competition. So we're a very good tournament team. And I'm sure. I mean, there's no point assuming what would have happened if we were there or we were not there. But there are positives for us to pick from our not being there. We can study our opponents at close range, Cameroon and Algeria. I even wonder if Cameroon, what they will pick from this Nations Cup, knowing that as many as 7 of their key members are not there. What kind of team are they going to come up with later on? So for us, we can't judge Cameroon from what we've seen
at this tournament.
It's mixed signals.
We still have to do a lot of scouting after the Nations Cup to see how they perform at the Nations Cup qualifiers for 2019 before the World Cup game. So for me, nothing is different. The same commitment, the same hunger, the same discipline, the same way we were going about monitoring all our opponents, working hard, and adding prayer to it. And people say, why am I saying prayer? We'll walk and we'll pray. The two must go together. We must still keep that momentum going. For me, it's nothing different, nothing changing, the same approach in August. And I'm optimistic August could just be the end of the whole thing.
All right, well, let's still talking about the Super Eagles before we go to the Australia Open. Can we rest easy now? Can we say now we have the team? It's down to the manager and his tactics. Before, it was you quarrel on one side with tactics. You quarrel on one side with the quality of the players.
You're quarreling every time.
So have we gotten to that point where now it's just the tactics of the manager, not the pool of players?
It's not Uhuru yet. Even with the team itself, Jenot also agrees that we've got one or two grey areas. He mentioned the right back. He mentioned defense also. So it's also, but the good thing for me is that he has identified players who he wants to fill in, their potential players who can fill in those players and who can fill in those positions, and that's what makes me happy. What makes me happy, I don't know, but I think I'm the #1 fan of General in Nigeria. I like the fact that his media service says the right things, but not only about that, the way he goes about his business.
Something about him.
Yeah, it's always good when
the right signals.
It's good when you see a manager have an idea and you see his players stick to it. It's always really nice. I think I see with the Super Eagles last 3 games. I know it's early. I know that there will still be 1 or 2 periods where...
Oh, are you saying that because of the results? That's another question.
That's what I'm saying. I was about saying that, are we even ready for that dry spell? What happens then? Because it can't go on for long.
Yeah,
there's still a honeymoon period.
There will be moments.
The honeymoon period will still be over. But how well we cope when that honeymoon period is over is what I'm interested in. But right now, I like what I see. Right now, I don't think we can rest easy. Why? There's AFCON qualifiers in June. We can't rest. We have to keep.
We have friendly games to play in March.
Yeah, we built up a momentum in 2016. That momentum has to go on.
Has to go on. Yeah.
There's even CHAN qualifiers. You like it or not, it's the Super Eagles. It's the Super Eagles anytime, any day, and that leads us to August. August is the most crucial part of our year. And we have to arrive in August in good form and momentum. So we can't rest easy. We can only rest easy when we qualify for even when we qualify for the World Cup, we can't rest easy because you have to start preparing for Russia 20.
Even when you win the World Cup, you still can't rest easy because you have to conclude the AFCON qualifier and then start again. So there's no time to rest easy.
But